Hello, 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 and welcome everyone to the 200th episode of the Friday Night Hangout. Can I hear some noise? So this is a very special edition for us because we are going hybrid, which means that we have some guests in the room tonight, and also we are welcoming you everyone who is joining us virtually. So another round of applause for everyone. I'm super excited to welcome you. I know it's been a very good week for some of us. For some of us, it's been a very somehow week. And for some of us, it's been a lot week, right? Yeah. But by God's grace, we're all here today, and we're excited that you've had the opportunity to leave all that you're doing, and you're right here with us. We do not take it for granted. My team and I are so excited to welcome everyone. So 200 episodes, it's not a joke. So let's and our theme for tonight is show up, show off. Show up, show off. It's very deliberately curated to tell the story of the Friday night hangout. We're excited because it's a story of consistency, it's a story of resilience, it's a story of faith, it's a story of trust. It's not easy to have come this far. And it's a story of every one of us, whether you're here in the room or you're right there joining us virtually, it's our story. Because every day we're faced with the opportunity of showing up. And you have to make that difficult decision. Do I want to show up, or do I want to hide away? Or do I want to give in? And so Friday Night Hangout is that story that reminds you that no matter what happens, you just have to show up. And not just do you have to show up, you also have to show off. Now, showing off is not in that context that you may be thinking about. So let me clear the air right here. So when we talk about showing off, we're talking about you being authentic. Being who you are, living in your purpose. So if you're there wondering, what do I have to show off? I want to remind that God created you uniquely. I also want to remind you that your journey of becoming is uniquely you. Which means that no one else can do your journey of becoming the way you can do it. And so if you are in a space or in a season where you're struggling, it's part of the becoming journey. So show off. And showing off means different things to all of us because we are at different levels in our journey. So for some of us, showing off may be using our voice. And our voice is not just a verbal voice, our voice is living in our purpose. And now for some of us, it may be living an authentic life. I do not believe in faking it until you make it. Because why do you need to fake what can also be true, right? It's just for you to give it time. Time and season happens to all of us. Now, are you committed enough to that journey of becoming? That's where the key question is. And so tonight, my team and I believe that when we share a story with you, a story we say is a story of becoming, it's a story of resilience, it's a story of faith, because Friday Night Hangout came about during the bleak years of 2022, when we had COVID. And so it was a time when there was no hope, when we were all scared. I hope you can all recall that time. We were tired, we were scared. And I remember that time we did not even know, there was a whole lot of stories. If you had some predisposing factors, then you are at risk for whatever. So if you had asthma, if you're diabetic, if you had high blood pressure, if you have kidney issues. So practically when you listen to all the predisposing factors, you find that you fit into one of the boxes. And so people became afraid. Now the sad reality is that some of us lost loved ones. Some of us lost colleagues. And we had to deal with that within that space of fear and all of that. And mine was when I had just come in from a trip from New York. I was almost caught in when they were shutting down the border. But by the grace of God, I made it back to England. And I was wondering what would have happened if I was right? And so now, I was thinking, how do I connect? How do I get to connect with people? How do I get to inspire myself, first of all? Because even in starting the Friday Night Hangout, it was to inspire me before others, because I couldn't even make sense of what was happening. But I needed something to anchor, I needed something to hold on to. And so Friday Night Hangout was, I just thought to myself one day, nobody's saying thank God it's Friday. So if you listen to the first episode, May 2022, You will hear me say, it's been a long time we had Thank God It's Friday. And that's why we named it Friday Night Hangout. And I will always start off with saying, Thank God It's Friday. But was finding hope in a very hopeless situation. Finding us something to anchor with. When we started, there was no shape, there was no form. It was just show up and laugh. For those of you who were in the first episode, it was just come in, laugh, we play uplifting gospel music, and we just stop laugh. There was no direction really, but just let's inspire ourselves. Let's just have the safe space where we can just laugh. And it became the safe space for myself and for everyone here. And gradually, it began to take shape. So today we're going to show to you some of the back end stories and some of the growth journey of becoming of Friday Night Hangout. From where we started 4 years and counting and where we have come in today. I'm excited to welcome us to this beautiful place. And this is where we have found ourselves in. But this is not the end of the journey. As we keep on, the conversation today, we're going to unveil to you some of our future plans. And we're hoping that you will key into it and you will help us make it a reality. So please join me as we watch the becoming journey of Friday Night Hangout.
The world stood still in 2020 as the COVID-19 pandemic struck.
President Muhammadu Buhari has directed the cessation of all movement in Lagos and the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, for an initial period of 14 days, with effect from Monday.
In the midst of the global uncertainty brought on by the COVID-19 lockdown, Professor Joy Onyesu saw an opportunity to create something powerful. On May 22nd, 2020, she launched Friday Night Hangout.
It's Friday Night Hangout. Let's celebrate.
The platform designed to provide a safe space for fun, entertainment, and uplifting conversations during the time of isolation. With each episode, Friday Night Hangout became more than just a show. It became a source of comfort and connection for people navigating unprecedented times. By the 10th episode, the community that gathered around this virtual space felt like family. Together, they laughed, learned, and found moments of joy amidst the chaos. As the world slowly emerged from the pandemic in 2021, Friday Night Hangout celebrated its first anniversary, proof of resilience and the power of showing up week after week. But that was just the beginning. In 2022, as the post-COVID era unfolded, the show hit an extraordinary 100-episode mark, a testament to its ability to not only survive, but thrive. The uncertainty about the show's future had long faded, replaced by a clear and growing vision that extended beyond entertainment. The success of Friday Night Hangout attracted a dedicated team. The platform evolved into a dynamic brand capable of helping others do the same. What began as a response to global crisis has now blossomed into a full-fledged brand with the expertise and capacity to elevate others. As of today, Friday Night Hangout has become a brand capable of managing other brands like Mavico Foods and showcasing their services to its teeming audience. Friday Night Hangout with Joy Onyesu continues to inspire, empower, and expand its reach, bringing people together, one episode at a time.
A season of new beginnings. Let's rejoice. Thank God it's Friday. It's Friday Night Hangout. Let's celebrate. A season of new beginnings. Let's rejoice.
couldn't have done without all of you. And so this is my team and I say thank you to everyone who has made it possible for us to hit the 200th episode. Thank you so much. And so it's a celebration we want to do tonight, right? But it's also a story of becoming. And one of the key things I want to highlight to us is we're all on a different journey. We're all on a different journey, and the path we take in that journey is also so different. But we can complement each other, right? And we can support. So the thing in life is to find companions who can hold you accountable and who can also support your journey. Now, I want to speak to some of the growth we've witnessed in the Friday night hangout. Let's look at it in terms of even the technological growth. When we started Friday night hangout in 2020, it was with just the phone, myself in my bedroom. And then we moved to the living room downstairs. Because of network, we moved upstairs. And then we were just moving around trying to find ways to make it work in even a very difficult situation, right? But we did not give up because we know we had a story to tell. And it was a story that can inspire, that can uplift, and that can impact, right? And because of the growth we had in Friday Night Hangout, we're able to attract a team of committed, dedicated team members who have been able to support. So even though I'm the one that you see every Friday night, but it can't happen without the team members behind. So I want to take time out to give a shout out to my team members who have made this possible. And in no particular order, I want to start from appreciating Ezine Aniwe, the brand manager of Joy Inso Coaching Consult. I want to appreciate Adeze Onyeso, who is our intern. I also want to appreciate Chinenye Ikechukwu. And I also want to appreciate the man that makes the magic work, Shooks Oji. If you see some of our behind the scene, we're going to show you some of it. You'll be so amazed. Sometimes you see everything all proper in front, but it's chaotic sometimes behind the scene. Because we're dealing with network. We have like 3 different networks we're using. We have broadband and we're switching from one to the other. Sometimes we are connected to 4, 5, 6 laptops and we're running around, but you don't see all of that. And that's just how our story is. People see only the surface. They do not know the story that goes on behind the scene. And they do not know the effort that you put to come to where you are today. And so I want to tell you, don't allow yourself to be defined by the way people see you, because they do not know your back end story. You're the only one that knows your back end story. You're the only one that understands the struggle that you have gone through to make you come to where you are today. And so you understand that sometimes it's chaotic, but you just have to show up because that's what you need to do. Sometimes you're all broken, but because of the purpose God has placed in your life, you just need to show up. And sometimes you're even so broken, and people do not understand that you're broken and you cannot be there for them, and they judge you. But I want you to get comfortable in your skin. I want you to get comfortable in what God has called you to do. It doesn't matter what people think about you, as long as you know you're on track, as long as you can self-validate, and as long as you know that you are solidly anchored in your journey of becoming. And that's why I thought it wise to share with you some of the back end story. From 2020 in a chaotic world, look at us here today. And this is not just the end of the story. So I want you to know that no matter where you are, do not give up on yourself. And that's what we're talking about. Show up. What matters is your power of consistency. How willing are you to show up? If I tell you the struggle it is, even to tomorrow, to show up every Friday, it's difficult because 1, they are competing interest. 2, sometimes you're exhausted. And 3, sometimes you're sick. I remember one episode we had. I just came in from the hospital. I was carrying a cannula, but I wore a long top so that no one would see the cannula I was wearing from the hospital. But I had to show because it was Friday night, 7 p.m., right? And then someone who doesn't understand your story will stand to talk. And that's why you need to shut your ears, focus on the big picture, and keep moving. Just keep moving. Do not live for people's validation. Self-validate as you move along. Otherwise, it becomes difficult for you to show up. And if you miss the showing up stage, it becomes difficult for you to show off. In showing off, it doesn't mean that you have it all. It just means that you're proud to wear your scar as it is, which is your scar of victory, right? It's your scar to show, look, I've been through that and I'm still standing. And I will still go through more because I've been created to be this and much more. When we were discussing the story, my team and myself, sometimes we were like, wow, it's been a journey. It's really been a journey because for us as individuals, we've grown through it. We've really gone through it. Sometimes before even I come on air, I'm like, oh my goodness, everything is scattered. But somehow we show up. I recall the time, this was like a few weeks ago, when behind the scene IT guy, Chooks, was sick. And then we made some assumptions. When you forget that you're no longer using the phone, or you're now operating on a whole lot of technology that requires expertise to run. And we had made a lot of assumptions. And I said to Ezinne, please log into StreamYard. She said, oh, yes, I'm logging in already. She did that. Everybody was, yes. And then we got into the studio. Not logged into StreamYard. Now there was an option to either decide to postpone that Friday night hangout or revert to what it used to be at the initial stage. And you can guess rightly, we went back to what it is. I said, bring the ring light, set up the phone. Let's do it the way we have been doing it. And nobody will really know that we're using a phone. So being proactive and just knowing that you can create with whatever God has placed in your heart is very key. Whether it's small, whether it's medium, whether it's large, God will never leave you empty-handed. And so there would always be something in your hand. So even at a time like this, when we're saying there's a lot of uncertainty, things are not working. We recently heard that, I think 2 days ago, they've also, the prices of fuel has gone up again. And I just keep saying we will thrive. We will not just survive, we will thrive. There is a lot that we can do even in this time. If in COVID, we could bring up a show like this, and in COVID, we could run it up till now, I tell you, there's nothing you cannot do. The key thing is, are you committed enough? Do you have clarity? If you have clarity of what you want to do, the how is secondary. Because sometimes you can just keep moving and the how will just keep playing out. Do not wait until the condition is perfect. COVID taught us that. A lot of businesses that were waiting for conditions to be perfect shut down. But businesses who could pivot, became flexible, moved on. And we've seen that. So even if you're an entrepreneur in this space today, whether you're with me online or you're here with me tonight, just know that you have the right to be flexible. You're not cast in stone. If situations that you planned for did not happen, look for the silver lining in that dark cloud, because there must always be a silver lining in the dark cloud. There is no dark cloud without a silver lining. But the thing is, can you see it? And when you see it, can you draw from it? Seeing it is one thing, drawing from it is another thing. So I just want to encourage us not to give up. We want to make this as interactive as possible. And so I want to use this time out again to just welcome everyone online. Can we just say a very big welcome by clapping to all those who have joined us online? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And you can see the numbers we have accumulated in the Friday night hangout. When we were aggregating the numbers, we were just screaming, we're like, wow, wow, wow. Sometimes you will not even know the impact you're creating until you sit down and then you start putting it together. And just look at us today. We can influence for other brands. For me, that's huge. That's really huge. And so it means that you can do anything you want to do. And not only that, we're doing a lot of things. We've taken charge of our own technology. Where it's just been so amazing for us, and the horizon is so wide. But we also want to hear from certain persons in the room today. We have some people who joined us in the first episode, the first #1 episode of the Friday Night Hangout, and then we have someone in the room today who has also been a guest on the Friday Night Hangout. So we're going to hear from her too. And I also have someone in the room today who have also been part of the support system. I recall one time when I was very sick and I could not show up. I struggled, I could not show up. But the show must go on, right? And I just called, I said, sis, please, can you just host Friday Night Hangout for me? And she had to host Friday Night Hangout. And I came in as a guest in the comment session.
That's also about being creative and determined that the show must go on. Even if it's one person on the Friday night hangout, we must turn up because it's not about the crowd, it's about who we can impact because we believe in spiral effect. And so now we're going to ask Mrs. Chioma Duru, the Executive Director of Joy Inso Foundation, who was here in the first episode of the Friday Night Hangout, May 22nd, to tell us her experience. You know, having seen Friday Night Hangout from May 22nd, 2020, and to where we are today, what are some of the things you can share and with our audience?
Okay, thank you so very much, ma'am. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, audience. It's so good to be here. I'm delighted to be here. Thank you once again for this great privilege and opportunity. Going backwards, at some point I sat back. I was like, "Wow, is it up to 4 years already?" I had to start asking myself, "It's that long?" And I could remember the very first time this program started. Right, it was amazing because when we were talking, we were having fun. Right, the experience was laugh, gist, talk, and you threw out lots of gifts, goodies. They're running off like a lot, and for us, it was like we were answering questions, and it was very impactful. For me, I had to sit back. For me, when after the episode, right, I sat back and I was like, wow, what a creative idea, because it's been long. We didn't used to see everything. When we see, we talk from a very far distance, but to know that we were able to communicate together on that space, and we were able to express ourselves. You had things, I can't really remember the topic, right? But because I know it was a freelancer, so it wasn't really picking on anything per se. But I went back to my closet and I knew for sure, sitting down and dwelling in pain and thinking that your life has ended, everything is on a standstill and all that. COVID happened, we were all scared, but the laughter, the joy, the experience that we got after that Friday night hangout was really impactful. And for me, I took a lot of nuggets because, when everything is on a standstill, you just understand that there's nothing you want to do and all that. But there was something you said, right? And I took it back home. You don't just sit down and wait for COVID to end. What are your intentions? What are your plans to do within this period? We don't know how long COVID is going to stay for. I remember that word exactly. And you kept on telling, look for something to do for yourself. Find something, strive. Tell yourself, this is what I can do. And it took me back to my drawing board and I started penning down a lot of things. And by the grace of God today, I don't want to share so that, it's been amazing.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. We'll now ask Mrs. Chidima Agu, who also had to be hosted as a guest on the Friday night hangout. So we want you to speak from that perspective, being a guest. I recall you're one of the first guests we had in the studio live. And so, can you just share your experience with us?
Wow. Good evening, everyone. Hello, wherever you are watching from, good evening. I'm highly honored to be here again. That first time I was invited as a guest, I was like, wow, who am I, to sit and everyone will be watching me. In fact, that thing gave me a lot of belonging, sense of belonging, I remember the first time I joined Friday Night Hangout, most times when we join things, we don't join things because we know the exact, or we know the importance of that. Because me, for the first time, we joined because of the recharge cards, At some point, I will join because of the recharge cards, there will be rapper. If you are fast, if you can drop your numbers, But as the time goes on, weeks to getting to months and other things, I started getting value, From that time, I started having notes. I started copying because from what you are saying, I started enlarging my brain. I started getting a lot of things. And who I am today is the product of Friday night hangout, because you said a lot of things that I copied, I jot down, I sat down, I allowed them to sink into me, and I started running with a lot of them. And that is why today I can see myself that I can do this, I can do the other one, because I didn't join, and I didn't remove that mentality of gifts and the focus on the teachings, on the impacts. Maybe I would have missed so many things, but immediately I engage myself positively for this Friday night hangout. I noticed that my life changed, and that's last time I came, from this Friday night hangout. After that time, my followers, a lot of people began to follow me because they said follow who know road, and a lot of people said, is she now there? Let's follow her because so they started following me, thinking maybe I am now the second Professor Joy. But as I get more followers from this Friday night hangout, so I have a lot of testimonies from this. And after that time I visited, oh my God, a lot of people started calling me, I go here. I am not a millionaire yet, but I know I'm getting there because I'm not giving up. We will continue to quit you. Thank you so much.
Her story is one of inclusion. That's what we stand for the Friday night hangout. We recognize that everyone is important. Remember, we are all at different levels of our becoming, right? So it's very important. This is our mind. Barrister David Davidson. Please let's appreciate. She's the one I told you that ethics was like maybe 4 or 5 weeks ago.
Yeah.
4 or 5 weeks ago, I was so sick I couldn't come online. Very short notice, and she had a coaching session. She said, hold on, let me see if I can move the coaching session. And she came back and said, I've moved the coaching session. Okay, I would, I was like, thank you so much. It's such a short notice. I thought I could really short, but no. When people see my face and my voice, they will know I'm really sick, and I don't need to put myself out there. But I still want people that turn up to have value. Please, and she jumped in. Thank you so much, sis.
My pleasure. I want to share out of my experience from Friday night hangout. 2 key things, clarity, because when you have clarity for what you are doing, it propels you. Just like an airplane that is flying to Lagos, it knows it's going to Lagos, the pilot knows it's Lagos, they know their route, they know everything. So they head towards Lagos. If you suddenly find them heading towards Maiduguri, because they have made it clear that this is where they want to go, you then as our accountability partner will begin to ask questions. And so for me, that stood out very well. And then consistency, that's amazing. Because I remember the evening, or was it afternoon, when you made that, was it Air France?
Yes.
Out of New York.
Yes.
And we sat at the airport, we talked about a lot of things. Deep inside, I was wishing I could leave as well, but I couldn't leave. And then you got back, everybody was locked in. And then this idea came up. And for me then, it was an opportunity to see people, to interact with people. And I thought it was just for that COVID staying at home. And then you pushed it to 1 year. I was like, oh my goodness. I remember asking you, how do you keep showing up? Every Friday, I can't. I kept telling myself, you can't do this. You can't do this. Being that pattern and just showing up. At times I'll be like, oh well, she just left my house, or we just left a venue somewhere. There's no way she can show up. And then she's up there. And so for people who follow you and those who watch you,
And for people who join for recharge cards, I'm sure that the purpose has changed.
Yes.
Because anybody who hasn't learned consistency from you, when we did the coaching, I told you that's one of my key takeouts. The person has started because you have to be consistent to show up. And when you keep having all the excuses and oh, I can't do this, and so out of watching you and being on that program, I've ruled out the word can't. Because you can, I can. So I ruled it out, and at times I'm like, and the day you mentioned that you contacted me, what came to my mind was that consistency. That program has to hold. If you reschedule yours, you can do this and still come back. So you can see that the vision is very clear. And so everybody that is on that same path knows that it has to hold, because people will come online and you don't want to disappoint anybody. And so showing up doesn't mean that we are ready all the time. Doesn't mean that we feel like it all the time. It's just that we have to show up, because out of our showing up, some people are beginning to grow.
Yes.
And they will begin to grow and expand, and then others will follow them. So for me, it's being here. It's a moment of gratitude to God for this program and for all the lessons, because you bring in very excellent resource persons, and then the topics you treat. I remember, was it 2022 that I had a jotter where I was writing out key things. Now I use any jotter on my desk, but there was a time I was devoted to writing down things. And if you do a kind of survey and ask people who have been on this program, you'll be amazed at who you have raised, who you have mentored, who you have coached without a one-on-one. So thank you so much. And we hope that we are going to be here to celebrate 300, 400, 500.
Thank you so much, Barrister, for saying the message. Thank you, everyone. It's just been, amazing. And for those of you following us online, we're not leaving people out. Just also not appreciate. I can always tell them this without you telling them, what you hear.
Person, we want to assure you that you're so important to us. I really value that your time, that's your data. And from time to time, I would always put out questions and ask, how do you want us to make the show better? Because I want to be sure that what we're bringing to you is what really you want to hear. And so I got some feedbacks. And one of the feedback that I acted on is to shorten the time, right? So I now made it 7 to 7:30 because most people were complaining about data. That it takes a lot of data for them to stay online for 1 hour. And because we want to make the show very inclusive, we want everyone to be able to, come on. And even when they want to watch the replay, it's tidier for them to watch a 30 minutes replay than a 1 hour replay. And so we had to make it 7 to 7:30. So tonight is just different. We started by 6 because we're celebrating the 200 and we don't want our in-house guests to go home late. We are used to going home late. So since we're going to have a lot of guests in the studio, we don't want you to go home late. And that's why we said, okay, let's shift it to the celebration episode. Let's move it forward to, backwards to 6. And then by 7, we're sure we're good and done and everyone can go home. And our virtual audience will still get, value joining us on the Friday night hangout. And so we also have someone from our online audience, Honorable Ugo Unachi. She sent us her feedback on the Friday night hangout, and she said we should use the feedback. So, Honorable Ugo Unachi, I'm going to read her feedback. She's from an online audience. She said, "It is so amazing how far you've come with this. I was there from the first episode, and it has been educative and empowering. The program is like a school, and the smart ones can just run through life with information gathered. You are a testament to what consistency can do." Thank you so much, Honorable Ugo Unachi, all the way from Ebonyi State, for sharing this feedback with us. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. Now, in keeping to tune with our vision, which is to ensure that we keep building the Friday night hangout to be a safe space where everyone can find relevance, We want everyone to participate in creating the vision board of Friday Night Hangout for the next new season. We have come into a new season of Friday Night Hangout, and we are looking for everyone to support us in creating that vision for the next new season. So if you're online, please, can you use the comment section to let us know what conversations would you want to see on the Friday Night Hangout? What kind of topics, what kind of games, whatever it is you want to see us do on Friday Night Hangout, please use the comment section, and we're just going to harvest all your comments. And you can trust me when I say my team and I are going to make sure we attend to it. And then for those in the room, we provided you with a notepad and a pen. We're very intentional. We want you to please use your notepad and pen and write out some of the things you think we can do better, some of the new areas you think we can explore. And please, before you go out, a member of my team is seated right down there, and you will just hand over your write-up to her, and you get a beautiful gift, a 200 episode gift from us. Once you hand over your write-up, we have a beautiful gift for you. And for those of you online, please do not worry, we've got you covered. We also have amazing gifts for you. We always take care of you, whether you're online or here in person, we got you covered, okay? Now, we have something exciting tonight. Because we are hitting our 200th episode, we have a 200-second challenge. Yay! Who is excited? So we know we have veterans of the Friday Night Hangout here. So we're going to test your knowledge a little bit. We're going to start with our online guests first, and we're going to ask them a different set of questions because we don't want anybody in copying anyone. So we have a different set of questions for our online guests, and we have a different set of questions for those who are right here in the studio. Of course, everybody is a winner today. You go home with something, with a gift from the 200th episode. But for the winner, the first winner from online and here in person, we're going to feature you in the next episode of Friday Night Hangout. Whether you want to come in person or you want to join virtually, you'll be our guest next week, Friday. Can we clap better than that? Thank you so much. So the first question goes, and this is for the online audience. I'm going to read out the first 5 questions for you, and a member of my team will just be there checking, and they will let me know when we have a winner, and then I'll come into the in-house guest. So the first question for those online is, what date was Friday Night Hangout started? That one is very simple. No, I said online audience, please. Online audience, please. Online audience, please. The question is for the online audience. So this is a bonus for the online audience. The first person to respond gets the prize, right? Now, the second question is, name one brand that Friday Night Hangout influences. Recall when we were speaking, we said we now influence for brands. And if you were very attentive, you will see some of the brands that we influence for already. So just name one brand that Friday Night Hangout for. Name one brand. The third question for the online guest is, name 2 guests who have been on the Friday Night Hangout show. It doesn't matter when, from onset to now, name 2 guests. Okay, for those of you who are right here, I'm going to ask you the question, and we don't want a chorus answer. If you know the answer, you raise up your hand, and I will call. And Ezine will help us to pass the microphone round. Now, the first question for those who are here is, complete the second line in the Friday Night Hangout song. So listen as I sing the song, and then you complete the second, the stanza. If you know it, just raise up your hand, and then, you answer the question. It's Friday Night Hangout. Let's celebrate. Na, 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 na. Okay. I saw your hand up first. If she doesn't get it, I saw her hand up first.
It's a new beginning. Should I
Continue. You have to complete the sentence. You have to complete the sentence.
It's Friday Night Hangout. Let's celebrate. It's a new beginning. I'm not too sure of that.
Okay, let's have Mark.
It's Friday night hangout. Let's celebrate. It's a new beginning. Let's rejoice.
That's it! So we have our first winner in house tonight. Congratulations. Can we clap for her, please? Congratulations for not being able. So you're going to join me next week Friday. So we're waiting to get the winner from our online audience. I'm waiting to be notified that we have the winner. So the second question we have for those in the room is, this one is so simple. I wouldn't take anyone that has answered before. And the first person the first hand I see that goes up is first now call. Mention 2 nicknames of the hosts of the Friday Night Hangout. I saw this hand.
The boo.
Yeah!
Iya, I'm doing that.
Can you please appreciate that? Okay. We have another question. Remember, it's 100 seconds. Complete this phrase. Too focused. I saw two. I'm sharing those hands first.
So give up.
Yes, congratulations, Chideno. I hope you're taking note of the winners. We have something special for you before you leave. The other question is, how many technical team members provide support to the Friday Night Hangout outside the booth? 100%. Yes! When you pay attention, you don't write them. Okay, so the last question, we have 2 more questions. The second to last question is, what is the name of the mother brand of Friday Night Hangout? What is the name of the mother branch of the Friday Night Hangout? I've seen a hand up, but there's no other person. So let's go back to her. What is the name? But before she answers, wait, let me explain it again so maybe more people answer. Friday Night Hangout.
Charles for this coaching consult.
Friday Night Hangout is a program of joy coaching consults. So in Joy Coaching Consult, we have a number of programs. And the Friday Night Hangout is one of those programs. So it's not a standalone program, it's a sub-program, it's a sub-program of the Friday of Joy Coaching Consult. And can you just see our t-shirts? And see the Coaching Consult, right? Now the last question here is, what would be the lucky winner? What are the brand colors on the Friday Night Hangout? What are I see one of the waiter? Let me see. Give us the brand colors of Friday Night Hangout.
It's purple, green, and blue.
One is missing.
Orange.
No.
Which one is missing now?
Think of what you're saying right now.
Right.
I just want to give out some money. Let's choose the complete amount.
Golden.
Yes, let's love the brown color of the Friday Night Hangout is purple, green, blue, and golden. We have 5 brand colors. Can we appreciate okay, we have Ozioma Onyekwelo. Can we have congratulations, Ozioma Onyekwelo. Opportunity of joining Friday Night Out next week, Friday. We have 2 very special Friday Night Hangout guests in the studio. We clap for them, please. Okay, so we're going to really cross of the matter why we're here today. Why we're here today, which is to celebrate. We told that tonight's episode is a celebration episode. Tonight's episode is a celebration. We see how far we
coming, Friday Night Hangout, and we decided to give it a brand identity of its own so that we can position it to be a global brand. And one of the things, in addition to several things, is to open a YouTube channel for the Friday Night Hangout. Now, there's a story behind that YouTube channel. Because we are hitting 200 episodes with this episode, we decided we want to hit a milestone and we want to have 200 subscribers to the YouTube channel. And everybody here must have received the message. And then yesterday, some of you must have received. We're still short 40 people. I need 10 persons from you. I need 5 persons from you. And I just want to say a very big thank you. A very big thank you to all of you. Everyone pulled in, and that speaks to the consistency and support of the Friday Night Hangout tribe. Everyone pulled in, everyone subscribed, people got their friends, people got their neighbors, people got their children, people got their network members, and I'm excited to say we met and surpassed the 200 mark of the Friday Night Hangout YouTube channel.
Oh yeah, it's a Friday night. It's Friday night hangout. Let's celebrate. A season of new beginnings.
Sorry. And when I said that a lot happens back end that you don't see. I remember when I was calling Choma, she didn't know that we were right here in the office. We didn't leave here till about maybe till 9 yesterday. We're setting up, we're trying to hit 200 before today. So we can announce today that, we've hit 200 on our 200 episode. And not only did we do that, we surpassed that. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much, everyone. And so for the next step for us is that we hope moving forward, we need some time. We need at least 30 days to consolidate the YouTube channel. And then after then, we would start streaming live from the YouTube channel. So you would always see Friday Night Hangout YouTube channel. So instead of Joy Oyoso Coaching Consult now, you will see Friday Night Hangout. Who is excited? That's part of the story. And we're getting ready for our 5th anniversary. Yes. Our 5th anniversary is coming up on the 30th of May 2025. Our 5th anniversary is coming up on the 30th of May 2025. And so we're going to ask you, please, I'm going to put in the comment sections for those of you online. Please, we're setting up a link for you. Please click on the link and anniversary. So it is, and who can believe the story, right? We're hitting years. And let me tell you, just watch out for us. We are very proud. Room. It will be celebration. Everyone was alive. In Happy birthday. And finally, it's about to go down. It's about to go down. Are we ready for it to go down? Are we ready for it to go down? Okay. You know, we've been having the Friday night hangout song. It's Friday night hangout. Let's celebrate, for it's a new beginning. Now we feel that having hit the 200th episode, we have gone beyond the new beginning. We're now in a season of exploring. We're now in a season of putting our stories bit by bit. And so to celebrate the Friday night hangout 200th episode, we are ready to unveil our new song, the new Friday night hangout song, which is also going to mark the celebration of the 200th episode. So I present to you the inspiring Friday night hangout song. All right. Hey. We will stand up that song, but very soon. It's Friday. Happy 200th episode to the Friday night hangout. We are waiting for the 200th episode. Yes. Thank you so much. We're excited to have you here. Thank you so much. So on behalf of my team and myself, I want to say very big thank you all. Thank you for joining us at the Friday night hangout. It's been an exciting episode. For those who are online, thank you so much. We appreciate you. We have the Friday night hangout cake here. We're going to share it. Thank you so much. Look forward to seeing you next week Friday. From all of us here, it is see you. Happy 200 episode. Yay! No, we go past that. It has been said. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Please, you can be seated. No, they said no more. Can we all be seated, please? Chidanye, the cake. Yay! Go and cut it. No, I might not cut it. No. We have drinks, we have cake, we have small chops, we have food. So please, just stay back and in the next 5-10 minutes we'll be done. Listen, please, can we just have the drinks, the food and everything coming? What is this? Let's have the small chops, the drinks and everything coming. Please don't hurry away, just give us 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes of your time. Hey!
Connect and shine.
Yeah. Our playlist.
Thank God it's Friday. Our Friday night hangout is here. Let's leave the stress behind and let